And we've got an incredible guest joining us on the line, political strategist, advisor to President Donald J. Trump, and a dear friend, the Roger Stone. Roger, thanks for joining us here on AM 560 The Answer. How are you, my friend?
Terrific. Mark, Jordan, two of my favorite Hungarian Americans.
That's right. A wonderful inside joke with us. And Roger, happy Mother's Day to Mrs. Stone.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Stone. I'm happy to say is now 120 days plus in remission from stage 4 cancer. Literally a miracle, the healing power of Jesus Christ, proving that Christ can do anything. And also, alternative cancer therapies that have been extraordinarily effective in her case. So life is good. God is good. She's doing amazing, Mark, really amazing. And she asked me to give you her regards.
Well, thank you very much. Roger, you sent me this, and I read this article actually before you had sent it in Gateway Pundit, an exclusive, nothing to investigate. CNN is fake news. Your response to CNN set the stage here, and what's going on?
Yeah, this pertains, of course, to the January 6th hoax. As I think I've made pretty clear publicly on dozens of occasions, I know nothing about the illegal activities at the Capitol on January 6th. I neither knew about them in advance, obviously did not involved in any way, nor do I condone them.
You there, Roger? Did we lose you, Roger? I think we may have lost.
We had an Amber Alert. We have an Amber Alert there.
Oh, okay. There you are.
And I made that very, very clear. There is no evidence to the contrary. I did speak in Washington on January 5th. I did support the efforts to delay the certification of Joe Biden as president to allow sufficient time for an examination of what is enormous number of irregularities and anomalies in the 2020 election in the swing states. But at no time did I advocate violence. Evidently, last Friday, a gentleman named William Wilson, who I do not know and have never met, who is evidently, according to his charging papers, a member of the Oath Keepers, says that he was in a room with a gentleman named Stuart Rhodes, who I also do not know and have never spoken to, and that he overheard a call on a speakerphone in which they were talking to some presidential advisor. That presidential advisor is not me. But that didn't stop CNN and MSNBC from speculating on the air that it must have been me without an iota of proof. In fact, a CNN legal analyst contacted my attorney telling me that, quote, she heard that this phone call was me, and she heard that I was texting or speaking with Stuart Rhodes of the Oath Keepers on January 6th, which is categorically false. So I took to the Gateway Pundit to straighten out the record. This is really getting tedious, Mark. They have nothing. I'm not involved in any way. I think it was counterproductive, actually. It hurt what is a legitimate effort to question the election results. But let me be very clear. Donald Trump, or any American, even you, Mark, have a constitutional right to free speech. You can question the election results. It's not treasonous. It's not seditious. In fact, Hillary Clinton and the Democrats sought to delay the Electoral College certification of Donald Trump's election in 2016, which the Washington Post tries to forget or tries to erase.
Roger, we should be surprised. Why? Because after all, it was CNN that had that tip-off and was there at your front door along with these 28 plus members of the SWAT team and amphibious team when they raided your home in this pre-dawn raid. Who was there? CNN. And I think, Roger, as Biden's poll numbers continue to plummet and the Democratic-controlled Congress approval ratings continue to plummet, they're grasping at straws. And, obviously there is absolutely nothing that associates you with this. It's just remarkable. Roger, I had to ask, is the Amber Alert, was it for Hunter Biden? Are they looking for Hunter Biden there in southern Florida?
They certainly should be. I mean, what's amazing is that I'm being sued by the Biden Justice Department over my 2006 taxes. It's essentially legal harassment. Yet Hunter Biden has stolen tens of millions, yet he is yet to be charged with any crime. I guess I just have the wrong last name. But what we have today, Mark, I think, is a strategy of distraction. In other words, we leak Supreme Court drafts to distract people from gas prices, to distract people from food shortages, to distract people from the extraordinary data released by Pfizer last week that shows that their COVID-19 vaccination was neither safe nor effective, and that the number of injuries and deaths is far higher than has ever been previously disclosed. We are distracting from the disaster that is a war in Ukraine that could have been avoided by diplomatic means. These are all distractions. We are distracting from the laptop and the overwhelming evidence of corruption, child sex exploitation, drug abuse. I mean, it's really quite extraordinary. So first the distraction was, never mind COVID-19, never mind Hunter Biden's laptop. Look over here. It's a war in Ukraine. Now the new diversion is Roe v. Wade, which is, extraordinary. What nobody seems to understand is even if the Supreme Court did repeal their decision on Roe v. Wade, abortion would still be perfectly legal and available in the vast majority of the states. While it's true that the state of, say, Alabama may restrict abortion more than the state of New York, the idea that women would have to resort to coat hangers is an absurdity. Abortion will be just as available, by and large, as it is today. But Roe v. Wade is a fiction. There is no guarantee in the Constitution of a woman's right to abort a live baby. And I believe that life begins at conception. I believe as soon as there's a heartbeat, there is a child. And therefore, I hope the court does repeal Roe. But anyone who thinks that will be the end of abortion in America doesn't understand the law.
We're talking with Roger Stone, presidential advisor and political strategist. Roger, my last question for you is, you've spent a good deal of amount of time in the last several months with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. What's his mood? And I think he's probably inching towards a decision whether he runs or not runs. But I wanted to ask you sort of what his mood has been like the last several times you've been around him.
Well, I think because every single thing he's predicted has come to pass. He said we would have record gas prices. He said that we would have food shortages. He said we would have rampant inflation. He said that we would be humiliated foreign policy-wise around the globe, that we'd be brought to the brink of war. I mean, Trump has been right about virtually everything. He's riding very high, given the victory of his chosen candidate for the U.S. Senate in Ohio, J.D. Vance. He is campaigning very hard in Pennsylvania for Dr. Oz. That's going to be a very interesting contest. So far, the president's endorsement record is very, very strong. I can just tell you, looking at polling in Nevada, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Oklahoma, Trump is still very, very popular at the grassroots of the Republican Party. The RINO Party leaders in Washington, the feckless, gutless, weak-kneed, lily-livered, country club belonging, white wine swilling Republicans like Kevin McCarthy, who's just turns out to be an outrageous backstabber, talking about removing Trump on January 6th, talking about removing him under the 25th Amendment. Now he wants to be speaker. So Trump Republicanism is alive and well at the grassroots. I think Trump will elect to run. That's a good thing because I think he is our strongest candidate.
Roger, we're going to leave it right there always. Roger Stone, my friend, thank you for calling in. Thanks for your support and for your friendship.
Great to be here. And, of course, if you want to keep up with me, you can go to stonecoldtruth.com, stonecoldtruth.com. And if you must have a Roger Stone Did Nothing Wrong t-shirt, you can go to rogerstonestore.com.